What's up guys, Brent here with thedroiddemos.com. I've got the Samsung Galaxy S3 here. Had it for a while, it's been out for a little while as well, but I wanted to finally get my review in for the phone now that I've been able to use it a bit, get a feel for it, see everything about it, and basically just get a thorough feeling for how the phone's going to work compared to other phones, not just do a quick review as soon as I get the phone, but after some real world usage. So here it is. If you haven't seen it, it's the sequel to the Galaxy S2. It's still got a plastic body, little slimmer, rounded sides. This is the blue version, also comes in a white version. Rumors are saying that there's a black version that's supposed to come out very soon. 4.8-inch screen, so it's one of the bigger phones out there besides the Galaxy Note at 5, or a little over 5, and then the upcoming ones that are rumored to be 5.5 for like the HTC One X Plus, or whatever phones that HTC has coming along. Those might be a little larger, but 4.8-inch, despite the size, actually doesn't feel that big compared to the One X. I used that one for a little while, and that one actually felt a little wider, even though they are basically the same exact size. The Galaxy S3 actually feels much smaller than the other phones. I don't know if it's the rounded sides or how they've done the curvature and just the overall design of it, but it feels smaller to me than the other phones. It doesn't feel too big, so take that as you will. Definitely check it out if you're interested in buying this phone so you can see exactly how it's going to feel for you. If you're coming from a small phone right away, it will feel big, but that's just something that you will get used to with the newer Android phones now that they're larger like this. But for someone that's gradually moved up from other phones, starting with the Hero at like 3.7 I think, and then the Evo at 4.3, the Galaxy Nexus, and then this one, it's doesn't feel like it's gotten too big yet, but definitely get used to the size. So again, 4.8-inch, it's a Super AMOLED HD screen. It's pentile, so technically it doesn't have the full amount of pixels, but in my opinion, you really can't tell. Unless you're like sticking your eye up right against the screen, you're not going to notice very much that it has that pentile display, but it looks really, really nice. So it's Super AMOLED HD, so it's gonna have really, really good blacks on here. Even when you have black showing on the screen when it's on, it's still going to look like it's off, so that's really great, especially if you're going to want to watch movies on this or something on a plane. This is one of the best screens you can have for that type of thing. 1.5 GHz Snapdragon S4 in here. Really, really nice. I know it doesn't have the Exynos processor that's in the international version. So if you're getting the international version, you're going to get, in my opinion, what's the best processor on the market right now in a mobile phone. But the Snapdragon S4 is actually really, really nice if you haven't used a phone that has it. It's really fast. It keeps up with the Tegra 3 and the Exynos pretty closely. So in some ways it performs better than those as well. So you're not going to get a poor performing processor. It's actually really, really, really nice. Also 2 GB of RAM, so you're going to have tons and tons of space on here. You're not going to have to worry about not having enough space for your apps or moving them to the SD card. You got 2 GB of RAM to take care of that. I believe it comes in 16 and 32 GB versions, so you don't have to worry about space for apps and music and whatnot. You're going to have plenty of space for that. If I open up the back here, you will see that we also have a micro SD slot right here in case you want to add more space. So technically you could have up to say 64 GB of space in here. For the battery, we have 21 milliamp processor or battery, so you're going to have a lot of battery capacity. In my opinion, it's probably slightly less from my experience of that in, say, the One X or the Evo 4G LTE in terms of battery life, but it's really close. It's going to depend on what apps you're running and everything like that, how you're using the phone. It's not going to be poor performing. If you're coming from something like the Droid X or the Evo, these newer phones have much better battery efficiency, so you're not going to have to worry too much about that. It's depending on your usage, you may or may not get you through an entire day, but pretty close even if you're a heavy user. So again, 21 milliamp processor or battery space for that. As for what we got going around here, power button here on the right side, which I like because I'm going to be holding my phone like this if I'm right-handed. So my thumb sits right here on the power button. I can easily turn it on or off. If you're left-handed, your index finger is right there as well. Then on the left side we have the volume rocker, plus and minus. On top you see here we have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, the little space to get the back off microphone, and at the bottom we have our micro USB slot and microphone, and you'll notice that we have a big button right here for the home button, and also we have capacitive buttons right here. I'll show you. You'll see the menu button and the back button, so that's a little different than what we've seen on other phones. You're not going to have the here, trying to find it. Here we go. So the Evo 4G LTE, you're not going to have back, home, recent apps. Samsung has actually done menu, home, and back. So rather than having a recent apps button, it has the menu button, going a little off from what Ice Cream Sandwich and Google is recommending for phones now. But if you hold the home button, that'll give you recent apps. So you're still going to have it. It's just something a little different that Samsung's done. In my opinion, it's probably a smart decision on their part, since not all apps have switched over to not needing a menu button, but actually having a menu icon within the app. So smart on Samsung's part, in my opinion, but a little different from what other manufacturers are doing. So that takes care of the buttons and everything. Up here we got, of course, light sensor, gesture sensors, front-facing 2 megapixel camera. On the back we have an 8 megapixel camera and an LED flash. Here we have the speaker. When you turn on the phone, so that takes care of the outside, I believe, for everything. When we turn on the phone, here is the lock screen that Samsung has. Pretty cool. If you tap it, it has the ripple effect, and it's actually really responsive. I can just tap all my fingers right here and it'll respond really well. To clear off the lock screen, you just have to swipe across the screen in any direction. It doesn't matter. We also have our apps down here for quick access. To get those, we just swipe off from those. So if I want to get to my camera, I can just swipe from the camera. Let me try that again. Swipe. There we go. And it'll open up the camera. Another cool thing you can turn on is camera access. If you don't want to take up that extra spot right here for the camera, you can actually just do a tap, hold, and rotate, and it'll automatically open the camera. That's something that you have to turn on in the settings if you want to do that. But you can actually change those icons right here. They don't correspond to the dock, so that's a little different from say what's on Sense. These don't correspond to what's in your dock. You can actually set these in your settings. As you'll see here, if I open it up, I actually have contacts and internet down here, so you don't have to have the dock be the same exact as the lock screen. Again, this is Samsung, so it's got TouchWiz. The latest version, in my opinion, is pretty, you know what, I say in my opinion a lot, but you know, this is a review, so. TouchWiz latest version is really nice. They've kind of gone the same way as HTC and limiting how much they're doing with their own skin. Pretty good from my experience. It doesn't take away from the Android OS, and it adds a little kind of flair to it. Again, it looks a little cartoonish in my opinion, a lot of bright colors and everything, but if that's something you enjoy, this looks really nice. It's a little different from HTC. HTC looks a little more sophisticated in my opinion. It's not so cartoonish, I think is the word that I'm going to use for that, but not all bright colors and everything like that. Here we have our home screens. We got dots at the bottom to correspond to those. You can actually just drag along here and swipe quickly to get to whatever home screen you want. To get to your home screen viewer, you can just pinch and zoom just like that. Actually goes pretty quickly, and that will allow you to get to those quickly if you want to do that. Also, you'll see here Flipboard right there comes on the phone stock. That was an agreement they had, so you have this Flipboard widget right here. We can add widgets as well, so you see all these widgets that already come on the phone. To add a widget, we can't do the whole home and click widgets. You actually have to go into the apps, go to widgets, and then scroll through here to whatever you want, and just click and find, say, calendar. Just click, drag, and put it onto your screen. I really like the calendar widget that they have on here. I think it's pretty nice. Got the delete button down there if you want to take that away. Something I'm really upset about is the folders. You can't just drag, like Ice Cream Sandwich has drag and drop to make folders, so you could just click, drag, and put this on top of that and make a folder, but Samsung for some reason has taken that out of here. You actually have to click here, add to home screen, folder, and then you can add apps into there. Click on that, whatever you want it to be. Kind of a hassle. I don't know why they took it out, but they did, so it doesn't, I mean, it wouldn't prevent me from buying the phone, but just something to be aware of. They've taken out that functionality. Got the notification bar up here. This is normal stuff right here. Can swipe off just like on other Ice Cream Sandwich. Something I think is weird is whenever you open the notification bar, the little settings apps up at the top, they scroll in. I don't know why it doesn't just stay at the front every time, because if I want to turn on Wi-Fi, say, if I want to do it just quickly, I'm just going to drag and click, but I can't do that. I have to wait for it to move, but for whatever reason it does that, but I think it's just to show that you can scroll so that whenever you open it, you're aware that there's more settings in here that you can change. So pretty nice that they include all of these in here. That's something that I think they stole from ROMs that were adding those. I think Sense actually added quick settings first. Here we have the settings button here, the clear button if you want to clear those. I'll show the settings later, but right now I'm going to show you guys what apps come with it. So here we have the ones that are on the home screen right away. Open up the apps, go to here, apps, and I'll go to the beginning. Samsung has a lot of bloatware, in my opinion. Some may say that it's actually great functionality. I think it's bloatware, but some of it's cool. Chat On is going to be their iMessage type application, so you can message other people with Samsung phones. Dropbox comes on it. I think you get 25 or 50 gigabytes of space with that. Google Wallet, I'll show you. I think you get $10 with that. I can't remember if it's just Sprint or not, but I think it's all. You'll get $10. Game Hub, Media Hub, Music Hub, all of these are Samsung's kind of Play Store type things where you can download. So games, obviously, download games that they have. Media Hub, obviously, download movies and TV shows, things like that. Music Hub for music. I don't think it's active yet, though. But, you can buy all those things if that's something you want. Keys Air, that's their syncing service if you want to do that over the air rather than having to plug into your computer. Scrolling over, more services from Samsung, you can just click on that and find more Samsung things. S-Memo is actually pretty cool. It's basically just a memo app, but you can draw and things like that. So most of these are just generic photos or examples that have come on the phone already, but here, for example, is a drawing of a map. So if you want to just draw something really quick and then share it, you can do that. Going back here, you can just add a text note or a drawing note. Just click and can draw like that. And you can click and hold for different colors. You can also just drag around here if you want to do something more specific and draw around like that. Beautiful drawing, right? So there's S-Memo, pretty cool. Not hugely needed, but it's a good addition that they've added. Let's see what else we've got here in the app drawer. S-Suggest is going to suggest apps for you based on what you've got. S-Voice is probably the most noted thing on here. So if you've used Siri on an iPhone, that's basically what S-Voice is. If I'll just go home, you can do a double click on the home button. S-Memo comes up. And you could speak right away. I didn't say anything, but I don't have a Melissa, but that's what I thought I said. So let's say, let me start over. Hi Galaxy. How high is Mount Everest? And it's a little slow sometimes. For some reason it's slow a lot for me. I don't know why, but there you go. So you kind of have the Siri functionality. You can ask random questions like that. Click more. Shows me elevation levels and everything like that for Mount Everest. You can schedule appointments, open up navigation, set timers, text people, ask to call people, open apps. You can do all of that. So open calculator. And there you go, open the calculator. So a lot of great functionality. It's basically Siri, but it works a little better in my opinion, besides how slow it is. I don't know if it's just because I usually have it on Wi-Fi, but it's just what I've come across. It seems to be a little slower than what you'll get on an iPhone with Siri, but I'm sure that's something that it can improve just with updates. Pretty cool to have it now, especially since it incorporates some of the thing from Google Voice Search that Siri on an iPhone won't have. So definitely check that out, see if it's something that you enjoy. Go back here, see if there's anything else we got, and I think that's it. If we go back down here, I'm going to show you the messaging. Here we have this. If I start something new, you'll see that we have this, it's basically all black. If I open up here, I can change the style, background style, and bubble style. So that's all customizable. If you don't like the black background and the bubbles that it uses, you can actually change that. Let's see what else we've got here. Browser, show you guys that. Here we have the normal bar up here. Got bookmarks, can easily switch between windows. It actually has an incognito button right there. If you want to open that up, you can use an incognito browser really quickly. Let's go down here. I want to show you something really cool with the camera. So here's the camera. And by the way, I think the Galaxy S3 has the best camera on the market right now. But anyways, it's got rapid fire just like HTC did with their phone. So, oh, whoops, I have video on. So if I want to go back, oh, still recording. As you can see here, you can take pictures while recording. So let's stop that. Switch to camera and do burst. And for some reason it doesn't want to let me do that, but you can do burst on here. Let's see if it's, here we go. I don't know why it didn't give it that automatically. So there you go, you can take rapid fire pictures and then select the best shot if you want to do that. Just scroll through, you can select best shot. The cool thing I wanted to show you is actually is with video. So I took a little video before. Let's go back to home and I'll show it to you from there. Go to the, is it in video player? Yeah, so if I actually hit the play button, I'm going to open up this pop-out. So this is something really, really cool I've added. You can actually click this pop-up button and it'll show you this. You can actually drag it around and do whatever you want on your home screen. So I could, open up the browser and browse on here and read something while I still have a video playing. So I could have a TV show that I watch it all the time, so I know it, so I don't have to pay that much attention to it, but I can still have a little TV show going on right there while I, say, read the news or anything like that. So really, really, really cool. No one's done something like that yet on their phone, and Samsung's got it on here, so definitely check that out. Let's go into the settings now. I didn't show you that. First thing, we've got a few additional things in display. Smart Stay, disable screen timeout device detects that your face is watching the screen, so if I'm reading something it won't turn off. So that's kind of cool, but I don't really use that. Motion, if I go back here, this is something cool that Samsung has on their phone. Bunch of different things that you can turn on in here. Tilt to zoom, pan to move, pan to browse, shake, turn over to mute, palm swipe to capture a screen. So if I just, it's really hard to do this. I can't get it all the time, but you basically have to kind of touch the screen. You can't just swipe your hand across, but you have your hand vertical and just go like that. And of course it doesn't want it to do it. See if I can go over here. There we go. So can do that to take a screenshot, then it saves it up here. Click, there's a screenshot. So pretty cool. Or you can just do the home button plus power button, and it's not wanting to do that either. But yeah, so motion on the SGS3, so pretty cool. A lot of different things you can do with that. Face to unlock with ice cream sandwich, obviously. So if I go into security settings, we can turn on face unlock right here, I believe. Face unlock. You can do face and voice. So that's pretty cool. Rather than I think on regular ice cream sandwich, it's face and blink, or rather Jelly Bean, it's face and blinking, I think. So face and voice is pretty cool. Then we have some more lock screen options right here. If I click that, see here we can change the shortcuts by tapping there. This is how you change those shortcuts on the lock screen. Turn on a ticker, that camera access that I told you about with the double tap and turn, clock, dual clock, weather, ripple effect, wake up lock screen, and you can also set your Siri or your S voice wake up command. I think that takes care of everything. There's so much about this phone. A lot of great things that Samsung has done. They haven't just thrown a skin on here and left it. They've done a lot of great things to bring their phone, in my opinion, and really saying, in my opinion, to the top as the best phone right now available. Definitely check this phone out if you haven't already, because I think you're going to love it. Great screen, great form factor, great performance, all around a really, really great phone. So again, this is Samsung Galaxy S3. This is the Sprint version. International version is going to have the Exynos processor versus the American versions, but still awesome performing, awesome camera, all around really great phone. So check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. I want to know what your thoughts are compared to other phones, and just let me know any other thoughts you have. Be sure to go ahead and hit that thumbs up button on this video. Like me on Facebook and Twitter. Those links are below. and subscribe if you haven't already. You can go ahead and just click that subscribe button up top and get all of the future videos for this phone and others. Again, I'm Brent from thedroiddemos.com, and I'll see you guys in the next video.